Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso twins, Britta and Carli. And if you're new here, we would love it if you would subscribe down below. Today we're going to be doing our June favorites for you, so let's get started. Okay, this month I tried a lot of new makeup products and I loved a lot of them, so I have a few more products than Carli.
I did not try a lot this month at all.
Yeah, weird. I tried so many, I felt like. So I have two blush palettes to talk about, and that might seem excessive, but I love them both for different reasons. They're both talc-free, which is always good for me. The first one is this Bare Minerals Desert Bloom Blush Trio, and when I saw this on the Sephora website, I ordered it almost immediately. I think it was only like $27, and you get 3 blushes in here. They're not full size, but in my opinion, this is a pretty good size pan. They fit my, sorry, this is dirty. They fit my brush perfectly. You have 3 shades. I'll do swatches of all this stuff so you can see. But the first one is that peach though, Call My Blush, and then You Have Me at Merlot.
Oh, I have Call My Blush.
Oh, really? It's pretty. And You Have Me at Merlot is actually, could be my favorite one of the bunch. I'm wearing it today. I feel like these blushes, well, if you've tried their blush formula, you know, but they're easy to build up. So I like that you can get a sheer wash of color, or you can build them up to be more pigmented. And You Had Me at Merlot, I was so worried it's going to be too dark for me, but I'm wearing it today. I feel like it's the most beautiful berry shade. It's more of a fall blush, but I just love this color so much. I just wanted to wear it. And I love mixing the peach one and Call My Blush to make like a mauve-y peach. Overall, I've been using this constantly. I love the packaging. It's nice and slim, and this is gorgeous. Like on the outside, it's so pretty. And then the other one is the Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio, and this one came in a BoxyCharm, so we got the shade medium tan for some reason, but I really want to try this because I love Gabby, I love Alamar, and I felt like the colors were so pretty, and they do still work for our skin tone. I mean, I definitely have to have a lighter hand with these, but like this peach one works great. This is called Seclusion, and then this middle one, Isla, is also really beautiful. Even Toasted, I've actually used all 3 of these, and they all work with my skin tone. I just have to blend them out a lot, but I love these tones. I feel like they're perfect for summer.
Yeah, those are really pretty.
Yeah, especially Isla. I've mixed these two, but Isla is like the perfect like coral color, and I don't have a coral blush, so I've been using that one the most, I would say, and it's really, really beautiful for summer. It has like a slight shimmer, not shimmer, I would say more of a sheen to it, and the formula is absolutely beautiful, really pigmented. It has a nice mirror. Again, nice slim packaging. So these are like the only blushes I've been reaching for like the past month, so highly recommend both of them. I love these. I love blush. I feel like
I have a blush. I'll talk about it next.
As I get older, I feel like I love blush so much. I mean, we've always loved it, even before it was like a thing.
When people say they don't, it kind of hurts my heart.
I know. I'm like, oh, blush. It like makes you look alive. It's great.
Okay, my blush is significantly smaller. It's one of the Surratt blushes, and it's the Surratt Artistique blush. Oh my gosh, I'm probably butchering that name. In the shade Rosee du Soir. I'll obviously write it down below. So I really wanted to pick up a Surratt blush during the Sephora sale, but then I realized that the shade I really wanted, which is this shade, wasn't on Sephora, so I got it from Beautylish, but I love ordering from Beautylish. It comes really fast, comes really wrapped really neatly. So I got it from there, and if you haven't tried the Surratt blushes, word to the wise, they're a lot smaller than I thought they were, but that's okay because I still feel like this will last me a while. It's just small in my makeup drawer, like hard to find.
Are you supposed to depot them or no?
So Surratt has those, they're like little palettes, like build your own palettes.
Oh, okay.
So this does come off, and then if you buy 3, I believe, you can put them in a palette.
Got it.
So maybe I'll do that someday, but I love this blush. It is my new favorite blush. Again, it looks so unassuming in the pan, which is how all my favorite...
No, it looks pretty.
Yeah, how all my favorite blushes are. But maybe we'll do a blog post on like our favorite nude blushes, because I was swatching it next to some of my other favorite blushes, and they're all very similar. Like I'd say like a nude rose tone, or like more like a mauve, I would say, don't you think? It's like a beige rose nude.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, but it's how all my favorite blushes are. Like NARS Madly, NARS Douceur, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and then this one. I feel like they're all in the same family, but this one is my favorite, and it takes a lot for me to have a favorite blush. but this shade, and I'll insert swatches, it's just such a beautiful, like I said, like a beigey nude with like some rose in it. So I'm wearing it right now, and I feel like it's the perfect blush for people that don't love blush, like we were just saying, because it still gives you that like flush of color, but it looks so natural, and it goes with any eye look, any lipstick. It's just perfect. And then to speak on the formula, I was reading a blog post that said that this formula was powder but looked like skin, and I 1000% agree. I don't know how this magic happens, but once you go from your brush to your face, the powder like disappears, and it just looks like your skin has color to it. Like, look at my, like, I don't know how it works.
Must be super finely milled.
Yeah, super finely milled.
Almost like a highlighter.
I know, I don't really know like what sort of, I mean, it's clearly a pressed powder, but I don't know what they're doing over there, but this formula is absolutely stunning. I think it's worth the money. I will say, I wish that they just charged more and gave you a higher fill weight. And it's not even like I don't think that this will last me a decent amount. It's so small that it keeps getting like lost in my makeup drawer, and I just wish it was in a little bit of a bigger compact. So that's my only gripe. Besides that, it's my new favorite blush. I love this shade so much, and like I said, the formula is just beautiful. Oh, and it is it's a matte. They do come in satin formulas, satin finishes, but I really liked the matte finish because it's not a flat matte. Like I said, it really just looks like your skin. It does have like a slight sheen to it. So yeah, it's so beautiful. And it also doesn't apply too much pigment. Like, they're definitely buildable blushes in my opinion. So I could go on and on. I love this blush. It's perfect. It's my new fave.
Okay, I have a foundation favorite, which is pretty rare. I don't really switch on my foundation at all, but this is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, and I have the shades 2, this is 2, and then 2.5, and I will say 2 is a little too warm for me, and then 2.5 is a good neutral tone, but it's a little too dark, so I oftentimes will have to mix the two, or sometimes I'll mix in a little bit of my L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation, because that's like a really good tone but also a little light. So I do have to do a little bit of mixture. I don't know if that's just like through and through the Dior, like they lean a little bit more warm or too cool. Like, it's hard to find a good neutral zone, but that's my only complaint, because aside from that, I love this foundation. I actually haven't tried the MAC Face and Body, but I would assume this is very similar. It comes in like a dropper tube like this because it's so liquidy.
Which is like MAC
Face and Body. A little goes a long way. It does have a fragrance to it, which I absolutely hate. I wish they would have omitted the fragrance, because why? Why does a foundation need to be fragrance? I don't understand that. But anyways, that's a whole nother video. I feel like we could do a video about fragrance in cosmetics. I think that this gives the skin such a beautiful finish. It can be like a really sheer wash of color, especially if you apply it with your hands. I feel like it can be a great, like, everyday, like, you just put this on maybe with a cream highlighter, some bronzer, and mascara, and you're like good to go type of thing. Like, I've done it with like that way, or like today I'm wearing it more built up, but I still feel like it looks like skin. I just think it's beautiful. It blends out so quickly. I like to apply it with a beauty sponge. I feel like it looks the most flawless with that method. And yeah, I just really enjoy this. I haven't found a foundation that I love in a long time, like since that L'Oreal Fresh Wear, which I still use and love, but this one I've been using so much, and I feel like you get a lot of product in here because, like I said, a little does go a long way, and because I have to mix the two shades, I feel like both of them will last me such a long time. I really love this. I'm actually curious about the primer. If you guys have tried the...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the new Dior Backstage Primer, let me know if you like that, because I feel like based on this, I would really enjoy that primer, and I know people have been speaking about it on YouTube, so let me know. Okay, so I've already talked about my new favorite blush, and this is my new favorite lip liner, which I've been wearing for over a month. But yeah, I've really found a lot of holy grails this month, even though I barely tried any new makeup. But this is the Laura Mercier Longwear Lip Liner in the shade Plumberry. And we did a whole video on the new Laura Mercier lipsticks and lip liners. We did a blog post, so I can link all of that down below. But basically, this color is perfect. I'm wearing it all over my lips right now. And I'll insert a swatch. It's like a hybrid. I think Plumberry is just the perfect way to describe it. It has red in it, but it also has purple. So it's like a reddish mauve, but it's not too deep, not too light. I feel like it would look
phenomenal on a variety of skin tones. And for me, it gives me like color to my lips without being too much, if that makes sense. And this formula is a little more on the drier, waxier side while still being a tinge creamy. So it's not hard to get color out, but it's not like it's so creamy that it's applying like an opaque layer of color on your lips. We talked about this in the video as well. We love this formula. I love that it's a pencil. I prefer pencil lip liners. And I really just go in with a very light hand and just line my lips and then fill it in all with a light hand. And it's just this pretty diffused wash of color.
Really good.
Yeah, so good. And the specific color is just my absolute favorite. I will repurchase for the rest of my life. I love it so, so much. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful lip liner, and I'm so happy that I have it in my life now, and I'm never going to stop wearing it.
Okay, so sorry that I have like 4 more products, but I'll go through them quickly. So
I have one.
Oh, you do? Okay. So this is the Shayla and ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Slow Down. I'm wearing this on my lips today. I love this color. I think it's so beautiful. It's like a deep peach, I guess I would describe it as. And I love this packaging.
Like a dirty peach, like a dusty.
Like a dusty, dirty peach. I love this packaging. I think it's super cute. I prefer this matte black cap. I kind of wish all of them came like this. But I think this color is so unique and pretty. I love the Ultra Satin formula. I feel like it's easy to blot down. It lasts, but it's not drying in the slightest. It is a little sticky. If you don't like that, then probably try their Ultra Matte, but we prefer something more comfortable, and it does give a really nice satin finish, so it doesn't accentuate lip lines. I feel like it makes my lips look nice and plump. I just love this. I can't get enough. I've been wearing it at least once a week this whole month, more than that, probably at least twice a week this whole month. And these are so affordable. You can get them, I think they're like $6. It's insane. So highly recommend this if you're looking for this type of like peachy nude. Okay, next up is a favorite that we've both only been using for about a week and a half, but we love it so much we had to put it in this video. It's the Tarte Color Clay CC Under Eye Corrector. And a little backstory, we were using the Pixie Color Corrector for about 7 years. Yeah, long time.
We both think it's like the most repurchased product we've both had. We bought it at Target, yeah, like I said, 7 years ago, and nonstop used it. And then recently, we both like stopped using it and had this conversation that it was making our eyes look even more aged because it is so thick and dry that it just was looking really bad on our under eyes. I mean, we are getting older, that cannot be denied. So we were like, oh, why don't we try the Tarte corrector that Alana always talks about, because we love Alana Davidson. Yeah. We always like her recommendations, and she uses this in nearly every video, and it's definitely less peach pink than the Pixie, so I feel like it doesn't color correct with one layer as much as the Pixie does, but this formula is so thin and emollient and creamy and looks so nice under the eyes that you can layer like 2 layers with your finger, and it kind of builds up that color correction. It works so well. We both really love it. I've worn it on its own. I've worn it with concealers. I've worn it with 3 different concealers. I think my favorite combo is this and the Glossier Stretch. It just leaves your under eyes looking so dewy and youthful, and it does kind of like not set down, because Glossier Stretch never sets down, but it starts to look less emollient as the day goes on, but it doesn't look weird. It lasts all day, which is really impressive.
I used it under Shape Tape.
Okay, yeah. It's just so beautiful. So happy I picked this up. Well, we both are.
Yeah, I love it.
I wish I would have sooner because it's so good. And we were told by one of you that the Pixie actually does have a really low fill weight. So in comparison to this or like the Becca corrector, it really isn't that good of a deal. And that's a really good point. And this one does have 2.3 grams. So I think it'll last a long time. Okay, next up is a highlighter favorite, which again, I never really have these either. But this is my first Lawless beauty product. And we love Annie. I think she's amazing. And I've always wanted to try Lawless because they are talc-free. They're a clean beauty brand, but the like packaging and everything she does is so chic, and I feel like that's so rare for the compact is really nice.
Yeah, the compact is so nice. So this is the Lawless Lucid Skin Highlighter in the shade Afternoon Delay. I think this is the only shade they have. I'll swatch this for you guys. In my opinion, it's a true champagne color, and it's so subtle. And at first when I swatch this, it feels like almost dry.
It's because it doesn't have talc in it.
Yeah.
Talc really aids in the like creaminess of products and how they feel.
Okay, but I don't think like most baked highlighters are talc free as well, and they feel softer than this. So I don't think that's the only reason. It could be
No.
other ingredients she's omitting.
Yeah.
I don't know the full list of things that they don't use.
Yeah, but she is very clean.
It's a clean beauty brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like, but when you go to swatch it, it almost feels more creamy like as you're blending it out. And when I apply it with a brush, and hopefully you can see it on my face, but it's so subtle. But I find that this champagne color is really flattering on the skin. It almost has like a peach undertone.
Yeah, the color's really nice.
Yeah, so I feel
It's
like
neutral.
yeah, it's really neutral. It's not too warm. I feel like it blends in with my skin flawlessly, and because there's no glitter in it, it's just like a straight sheen. I feel like it just looks so natural, which is what I like. Like on a daily basis, I'll always go with like the Essence Pure Nude or this, because I find that this is just really beautiful. It just makes your skin look like it's glowing. It doesn't look metallic in the slightest. You can not really over apply it. I really love it. I think that it's a really beautiful, like the color is my perfect highlighting color. So I think it's amazing. I wish she would have more shades, but I assume that she's going to expand the range. And I do think darker skin tones could use this because, like Carli said, it's a very neutral tone. So I don't think it would look odd on any skin tone, but it looks like, in my opinion, it blends into my skin tone really nicely. Hopefully she expands the range, but I'm curious if any of you have tried this and have a darker skin tone, how you like it, because I do think it would suit a multitude of skin tones. Next up is a brush favorite. This is the EcoTools Full Powder Brush. I got this because I needed a new powder brush. I was using a Wet n Wild one and I liked it, but I didn't love it. I wanted something that I could dust powder on even quicker. I know like Carli uses a really small brush.
I do.
But I don't know, for me, I want to be able to like swirl it and just dust it and be done with like powdering my face. Like my under eyes, I have a precision brush, obviously, but I just wanted something big and fluffy, and this got really good reviews. It was like $5 on Target. It has a really nice dome shape, so it picks up the perfect amount of powder, and I've seen people use this for bronzer as well, and I totally think it would work amazingly for that because of the shape of the brush, and it's dense without being too dense, so I actually kind of want to get another to try it for bronzer. But overall, I feel like this brush is so incredibly soft and feels so nice for the price. I'm like, oh, it feels so good. Like, I don't know, you guys. I really like this. For the price, I highly recommend it. If you're in the market for a new powder brush or a new bronzer brush, this one is really, really nice. Last is my book favorite of the month. You guys know I always include a book favorite. Still trying to get Carli to read a book this year. What do you guys think?
I have one on my nightstand.
What do you guys think she should read?
Open it up.
One book this year that she can read.
Number one, I have to go to get my eyes checked because it's a problem and I need glasses for reading.
But we've got excuses.
It's true. It's true. If you guys have ophthalmologists, I think that's what they're called, in the LA area, recommendations, please let me know. Please.
Okay. I told her to read which one? The Hating Game, because I think that was still my favorite book this year, but this could be tied because I love this one. This is No Happy Endings by Nora McInerney, I think is how you say her name. And I heard about this book and this author from Mandy Moore. They're friends, and Mandy posted like her book launch or a book signing or something of that kind, and she basically, I don't want to like ruin it for you guys, but I'll just tell you a little bit about Nora. So she lost her husband to cancer, her dad to cancer, and her unborn child in the course of like 6 weeks.
She has that TED Talk, right?
Yeah,
you could start there.
Yeah, she has a TED Talk, and she wrote a book, I feel like right after her husband died, and then this is her second book, and I didn't read her first one. But she does have a TED Talk, and I can actually link that below because it was really quick and very powerful. I loved it. It made me like tear up. But she basically, like, instead of, you know, like feeling, she also had a young child at the time. So, I mean, the saddest part for me was just that this child was like left without a father, and then also that she instantly became a single mom, and just like the struggles that she went through with that, aside from like the grief she was feeling. I feel like we lose sight of those types of things. Like, you always feel bad, like, oh, someone just lost their husband or any loved one, but then when you're also like thrown into this new position as a parent, I can't even imagine like how hard that is. But she didn't really feel bad for herself. Like, she just, you know, like got back to her normal life. And I don't know, the way that she looks at grieving is so unique, and that's like what she's built her brand on. Basically, like, no happy endings. It is what it sounds like. Like, basically, like, bad things are gonna happen to us, and it's how you deal with them that like says a lot about who you are, and it says a lot about like the way you want to live your life. Like, no one wants to just be sad. And obviously, like, there are things that we can do. Like, she did go to therapy and she said that helped so much. And like things that she learned in therapy that she practiced in everyday life and like still does. And she started like a single, like I think it's called like the Hot Widows Club, which is really cute. Like a support group for women that have lost their partners. And I don't know, just I felt like this book was oddly inspirational. You might be thinking like that sounds so sad. Like she talks about how she lost like all this loss that she's experienced, but like coming from us, we've lost a lot of loved ones as well. And so I feel like I kind of always felt the same way that she did about it. Like just that bad things are inevitable, as sad as that sounds. And it's, you know, like you can rebuild your life to be something special again. And you can have, basically like she wants her husband to like live on in her life just in a different way. And I think that's really special because like you don't always have to say goodbye. It's funny, like she says in this book, she refers to her current husband as her current husband, like when she introduces him to people.
She says it in her TED Talk too.
Yeah, and she said he hates it because it sounds so weird, but she's like, I don't want to say like my second husband. It's like he is her current husband. Like she still has Aaron. She still considers Aaron her husband just because he's gone. Like he's still a part of her life, a part of their life. And so I just think she's really inspirational. I absolutely love her writing style. She's super witty.
Yeah,
she's from the Midwest.
If you watch her TED Talk first, you'd probably expect this book to be less sad than it sounds.
Exactly.
She's very funny.
She's so funny.
So
she's from the Midwest like we are. And I love her personality. Like I want to meet this lady so bad because I feel like we would just get along so well. And now obviously she, like I said, she has a new family and she's living a great life. She's made this whole brand and this whole like empire. She also has a podcast that I haven't listened to yet, but I did subscribe. I meant to listen to it to let you guys know, but hopefully that'll be in like a future favorites. I'm sure it will be. Highly recommend this book. If you've ever dealt with grief in any way, I feel like you would love it. Even if you haven't, you would probably still like it. But I think it's super inspirational, and I like that it's not like your normal self-help book. It kind of just like shifts your opinion in the way we think of loss. So I think it's really healthy. I read it in like 2 sittings. It's a pretty easy read, and this cover art is so cute. Like I love that it's so eye-catching and happy, even though the book isn't super happy. Okay, and that's all of our favorites this month. Let us know what you guys love this month and what you're doing next month and how your month is going. We'd love to hear.